Did your coolant warning light suddenly appear on your dashboard while driving or after starting your car? The coolant warning light usually appears as a thermometer floating above wavy lines, although the exact symbol can vary depending on the vehicle manufacturer. Now here's something important to know. When you first start your vehicle, it's completely normal for some dashboard lights to illuminate briefly as the car performs a self-check. However, the coolant warning light should turn off within a few seconds. There are actually 3 different coolant warning lights you might see, and each one means something very different. A blue coolant light simply means the engine is still cold. You'll usually see this light shortly after startup, especially on cold mornings. This is completely normal. It just means the engine hasn't reached its optimal operating temperature yet. While the blue light is on, it's a good idea to avoid hard acceleration and aggressive driving until the engine warms up. A yellow or amber coolant warning light usually indicates a low coolant level. This means the coolant inside the reservoir has dropped below the minimum safe level and should be checked as soon as possible. The most serious one is the red coolant warning light. A red light means the engine is overheating and the coolant temperature has exceeded safe operating limits. This is a critical warning that should never be ignored. Your engine produces an enormous amount of heat while running, and the cooling system's job is to remove that heat and keep the engine operating within a safe temperature range. Without proper cooling, engine temperatures can rise rapidly and cause severe damage. In fact, an overheating engine is one of the fastest ways to turn a minor problem into a minor repair bill. Severe overheating can damage the head gasket, warp the cylinder head, and in extreme cases, destroy the engine completely. So if your coolant warning light stays on, changes color, or appears while driving, it's important to identify the cause and fix it as soon as possible. Before we jump into the fixes, let's quickly understand how the cooling system works. The cooling system circulates a mixture of coolant and water through passages inside the engine block and cylinder head. As the coolant flows through the engine, it absorbs heat from the combustion process. The hot coolant then travels to the radiator, where air flowing through the radiator fins removes the heat and cools the fluid down. A water pump keeps the coolant moving through the system, while a thermostat controls when coolant is allowed to flow through the radiator based on engine temperature. Together, these components keep the engine at its ideal operating temperature and prevent overheating. The first thing you should check is the coolant level, especially if the coolant warning light is yellow or amber. A yellow or amber coolant warning light usually indicates that the coolant level has dropped below the minimum safe level, rather than the engine overheating. Make sure the engine is completely cool before doing this. Then, locate the coolant overflow reservoir in the engine bay. It's usually a clear or translucent plastic tank located near the radiator or along one side of the engine compartment. On the side of the reservoir, you'll see min and max markings. Take a quick look at the coolant level and make sure it's above the minimum mark. If the coolant is low, carefully top it off using the correct coolant type recommended by your vehicle manufacturer. Using the wrong coolant can cause corrosion and cooling system problems, so always check your owner's manual or the label on the reservoir cap if you're unsure. Low coolant is one of the most common reasons the coolant warning light comes on. However, coolant doesn't normally disappear on its own. If the level is low, there's usually a leak somewhere in the cooling system that needs attention. This is also a good reminder to regularly check other essential fluids and maintenance items, such as your engine oil, brake fluid, and tire pressure. A few minutes of preventive maintenance can save you from expensive repairs down the road. Many expensive car repairs happen simply because maintenance gets forgotten. That's why we built Carvio, a free app to track maintenance, fuel expenses, service history, and get timely service reminders. Take care of your car before small problems become expensive repairs. Search Carvio on the App Store or Google Play. The next thing you should check is the radiator cooling fan, especially if the coolant warning light is red and the engine is overheating. With the engine running and at operating temperature, Carefully open the hood and visually check whether the radiator fan is spinning. Be extremely cautious while doing this. The cooling fan can switch on automatically at any time, even if it was not running a moment ago, so keep your hands, clothing, and tools well away from the fan blades. If the engine is hot and the radiator fan isn't running, the problem could be a blown fuse, faulty relay, damaged wiring, or a failed fan motor. Locate your vehicle's fuse box. In most cars, it's located either under the dashboard or inside the engine bay. Once you've found it, look for a fuse labeled cooling fan, radiator fan, or something similar. If you're unsure, refer to your owner's manual for the exact location. Carefully remove the fuse and inspect it. If the metal strip inside is burnt or broken, the fuse has blown and needs to be replaced. Always replace it with a fuse that has the exact same amperage rating. After replacing the fuse, start the vehicle again and allow it to warm up. If the fuse was the issue, the radiator fan should begin operating normally and help bring the engine temperature back under control. A faulty cooling fan can quickly cause an engine to overheat, especially when sitting in traffic or driving at low speeds, so it's important not to ignore this issue. The next thing you should check is the coolant temperature sensor and its wiring, especially if you've already checked the radiator fan fuse and relay and found that they're working properly, but the cooling fan still isn't turning on. The engine coolant temperature sensor, or ECT sensor, acts like a thermometer for your car's computer. Its job is to constantly monitor the temperature of the coolant and report that information to the engine control unit, or ECU. When the coolant reaches a certain temperature, the ECU commands the radiator fan to switch on and cool the engine. But if the ECT sensor fails or sends incorrect information, the ECU may never realize that the engine is overheating. A faulty sensor, damaged connector, corroded terminals, or broken wiring can all prevent the temperature signal from reaching the ECU. In some cases, the sensor may falsely report that the engine is still cold, even when it's actually overheating. Want to learn how to test these sensors yourself? I explain the exact step-by-step multimeter testing procedure in Chapter 9 of my book, Engine Sensors and OBD2 Codes Explained. If the ECT sensor malfunctions, the ECU may never realize that the engine is overheating. As a result, the radiator fan never receives the command to turn on, causing engine temperatures to continue rising. If you have an OBD scanner, it's also worth checking for coolant temperature sensor-related trouble codes, as they can quickly point you toward a faulty sensor or wiring issue. For example, you might see codes such as P0115 for an engine coolant temperature sensor circuit malfunction, P0116 for an ECT sensor range/performance problem, P0117 for a low input signal, or P0118 for a high input signal. If you're not sure about what these OBD2 codes mean, you can always visit our website, obdcode.org, where we've got a full list of codes and their explanations. The next possible cause is a stuck closed thermostat. The thermostat is a valve located within the cooling system that controls the flow of coolant between the engine and the radiator. When the engine is cold, the thermostat remains closed to help the engine warm up quickly. Once the coolant reaches its normal operating temperature, the thermostat opens and allows hot coolant to flow into the radiator, where the heat can be removed. However, if the thermostat fails and gets stuck in the closed position, the hot coolant becomes trapped inside the engine and can no longer circulate through the radiator. As a result, engine temperatures can rise very quickly, sometimes within just a few minutes of driving. The radiator may remain relatively cool while the engine itself becomes dangerously hot because the coolant isn't reaching the radiator to be cooled. Common signs of a stuck closed thermostat include an overheating engine, a red coolant warning light, coolant boiling in the reservoir, or a temperature gauge that climbs rapidly shortly after startup. Unfortunately, a stuck thermostat cannot be repaired and must be replaced. The next possible cause is a failing water pump. The water pump is often called the heart of the cooling system because its job is to continuously circulate coolant through the engine, radiator, and heater core. As the engine runs, the water pump keeps coolant moving so heat can be carried away from the engine and released through the radiator. Without proper coolant circulation, the cooling system simply can't do its job. Over time, the water pump can fail in several ways. The internal impeller, which moves the coolant, can become worn, damaged, or corroded. In other cases, the drive belt that powers the water pump may become loose, slip, or even break completely. When this happens, coolant circulation slows down or stops altogether. As a result, heat becomes trapped inside the engine, causing the temperature to rise rapidly and triggering the coolant warning light. The next possible cause is low engine oil. Most people think engine oil's only job is to lubricate moving parts, but it actually plays a major role in cooling the engine as well. As engine oil circulates through the engine, it not only reduces friction between metal components, but also carries heat away from critical parts such as the pistons, crankshaft, camshaft, and bearings. When the engine oil level becomes dangerously low, there's less oil available to lubricate and cool these components. As a result, friction increases. Metal parts generate more heat, and the cooling system has to work much harder to keep temperatures under control. In severe cases, the extra heat can overwhelm the cooling system, causing engine temperatures to rise and potentially triggering the coolant warning light or overheating warning. That's why it's a good idea to check your engine oil level if you're experiencing overheating issues. Simply pull out the dipstick, wipe it clean, reinsert it, and check that the oil level is between the minimum and maximum marks. If the oil level is low, top it off using the oil grade recommended by your vehicle manufacturer. Keeping the engine oil at the proper level not only protects against wear, but also helps the engine maintain safe operating temperatures.